All right, hello, good evening, and welcome. Welcome to Manassas, Virginia, KVRA, headquarters of VR Airlines. That's right. Once again, we are starting a GA stream out from the magnificent headquarters of VR Airlines at Kilo Victor Romeo Alpha Airport, formerly known as Manassas, Kilo Hotel Echo Foxtrot on your maps, the KVRA in your hearts. Anyway, what's going on? Ghost Rider, what's up, man? Lucas, what's going on? Eli, how you doing? Micah, hello. Should I say that with a British hello? How you doing? Eli looks pretty good. Yeah, the scenery looks amazing. This is, man, this gives me like reverse vertigo. Looking up at the VRA HQ, VR Towers, I guess we could call this. Yeah, looks awesome. But yeah, today, the point is, I mean, we should definitely never overlook the amazing scenery that Anon Flight Simmer has put together for us here at VR Airlines headquarters. Yeah, today we're going to focus on this. And I know it's a Canadian registration, but this arrow looks really similar to my arrow. So that's why I picked this one, because the colors look pretty much, honestly, it's almost a dead ringer, but my tail is blue. It doesn't have the stripes, and of course I don't have a Canadian registry. I've got an N number, not a C number. And I don't have the Canadian flag. Nothing against Canada. Love Canada, but I have just a blue and white tail. Anyway, yeah, so the JustFlight Piper Aero 3, they released a massive update for this thing on, I think it was Monday. And I was on the road all day Monday, taking Ms. VR Sim Pilot Jr. to Pennsylvania to see my dad, her grandpop. I didn't have a chance to play with it. And then yesterday, I actually flew the real Piper Aero, not a Piper Aero 3. It's a PA-28R 200. It's a 1969. So the thought of flying an Aero is very fresh in my mind. So we'll see how this goes. Mike, I just got back to the hangar. You feel so close. Oh, man. You are close. I saw the pics, man. By the way, you went through your analytics, and your X-Plane streams get more views than your MSFS streams. Awesome, man. Well, stick to X-Plane then. I like X-Plane. I don't know. I just haven't done an X-Plane stream since we did that Zebo stream. So, I think what we'll do. So we're not on VATSIM. We're not on multiplayer. We're just kind of shaking this thing down because I'm curious. I have flown this new model for approximately 15 minutes. So this is like a test flight. So you guys are along for the ride. One thing, so the big updates, I don't have the change log or anything like that, but big update is the tablet, kind of visually and systems wise, is this tablet, and maybe we can take a look at that first, and then the other big update is the flight model. And I noticed it is much better, but I've also noticed a couple of interesting things, and we'll kind of get into that. So, the tablet, JustFlight has always had a tablet, but before all you could really do was this stuff, like kind of get the, set which navigator you want to use. Like, for example, I'm using the TDS GTN 750XI. You set various options, remove the chocks, tie downs. None of that has changed, but they've added the ability to look at, like, if you have a sim brief, if you generated an OFP using sim brief. Now, I never really do for the Aero, just because I don't think it's really necessary. In fact, this is an old OFP that I generated. This must have been a test flight for VR Airlines. But you can look at your OFP. Honestly, it's a little, like, you can't just kind of scroll up and down with your virtual finger in VR. You got to kind of grab the scroll bar. So that's a little, it's a personal thing. I'd rather just be able to kind of scroll up and down like in the fly-by-wire. But it's kind of cool. You can grab the METARs for your origin, destination, alternate. So that's kind of cool. you can't, as far as I know, like just do like a search for a random airport's METAR, which I think would be cool. Let's pull you guys up here. Summary, what else? And that's about it there. What else do they have? The ability to pull in Navigraph charts. This is pretty cool, and this works, I think, just like the fly-by-wire stuff does. Like if you don't, like I don't have anything loaded here from SimBrief. Well, I do, but it's, you know, it's an old flight. You can pull up the charts. You can search, and if you are in VR, you can pull up this cool little tiny keyboard and. Like if we want to pull up the charts for Manassas, it's Hotel Echo Fox. Enter. It's teeny tiny, but I think that's an MSFS thing. I don't think that's a JustFlight thing. I think that's because MSFS has made everything really tiny in VR. Yeah, so for example, we usually fly the Arsenal 5 departure out of here. So if you click on that, it'll pull it up. Another kind of... Hang on one sec. Eli, can you pull the tablet closer? No, I don't. No, it's stuck. It's there. It's stuck here. It's in its little mount. It's like we have a RAM mount. I guess it's... Yeah, it's got a suction mount here to the side window. This is actually not unrealistic. There's very little room over here. I have a tablet mount that goes on my yoke in real life. I've tried, and I have all kinds of extender arms. I've tried 6 ways from Sunday to try to get it to mount on the side here, and I can't make it work safely. So I think this is actually pretty realistic. A lot of aero guys mount theirs here, but honestly, most people I fly with, they mount the tablet on the yoke. See, look, you can zoom in, which is cool, but then again, like I can't click and drag. There's no way to scroll this thing. So like the idea of this is cool, but for me, like in VR, I'm probably still going to use that all in one tablet. If I'm going to look at charts outside of the 750. Honestly, in the Aero recently, I've just been using the charts on the 750. It's money. Oliver, what's going on, Oliver? How you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. Just kind of going through some of the new features, and then we'll get up in the air. So that's kind of cool. You can look at charts, but again, once you zoom in, you're kind of stuck to where you zoomed in. You can't. Maybe somebody else can figure out a way. I can't figure out how to scroll it. There's a night mode, which is nice. So there's that. We already looked at the aircraft page. That's the same. This is cool. I do like this in VR for copying clearances, and I will use this. We're not on VATSIM, but you can write down your craft here. So we're going to Cumberland via direct. We're going to go at we're going to go VFR, but 5,000 feet. Departure is going to be 12732. That's Potomac approach, and we're going to squawk 5178. So we got our clearance. So that's kind of cool. Buckleberry, hang on, you're asking ChatGTP. If ChatGTP gives you an answer on that, I'm impressed. We actually had a discussion on ChatGTP at work today as it relates to security. Yes, so we shall not be using ChatGTP in my organization. You know what? I haven't messed with this. There is a checklist. Well, that's kind of cool. Okay. I actually haven't played around with that, but there's the standard checklist for the Aero 3. Nice. Okay. And then a top of descent calculator. I would never use that, but that's cool if you need it. And then just some settings, 12 or 24 hour format, local time, your OFP username and login. Oh, that's for, for SimBrief. I already set that up. So nice tablet. Good addition. Jason, what's up, man? Somebody asked JustFlight if they can add it to the pilot side to make it easier for VR use. They replied and said they'll add the feature. Oh, cool, man. Awesome. It would be handy, to be honest. It would be handy if they could figure out how to do it. Again, I mean, if this is modeled after a real Aero, it's a PITA to get that thing to mount here. And I have an iPad mini in real life. I can't figure it out. So maybe if JustFlight shows me where to put it, maybe I'll do it. Because I don't necessarily like it on the yoke. I mean, I find that it adds a little bit of weight. I mean, it doesn't make my landings any worse. Eli, can you just mount that center beam to the windshield? Yeah, you can, but then I like to see here. If I don't like it here, and I don't even like it here. You could put it kind of where my controller is here, but I can't find a good way to do it. I don't know. Maybe I don't have a good enough mount. Maybe I have what is it called, a RAM mount. Anyway, so that's the tablet. So that's the big kind of new, I guess, visual and kind of systems, wide, not systems, but, non-flight model feature. Everything else is kind of flight model. And I think what we should do is we'll go through the full kind of walk around startup procedure. We'll get out of Manassas and we'll head over to the practice area, kind of just in between Culpeper and Warrenton airports. And I think what we'll do, we'll go into some slow flight. We'll transition from slow flight into an approach stall. They call it a power off stall, and see how that works. And then we'll gain altitude. We'll recover, and then we'll do a departure stall, a power on stall, and see how this thing stalls. Because last time we flew the Arrow was right before my BFR. It was like December. My BFR was December 29th. And we flew this Arrow, not this Arrow, but the previous version right before my BFR, and we couldn't get that thing to stall. Like, it would not stall. So hopefully, with the enhanced or upgraded flight model, we'll get it to stall both on power, departure and approach stalls. And then from there, I think we'll just continue recreating the flight that I did in real life yesterday. And we'll head out to Cumberland, Maryland, where they have a nice restaurant called the Hummingbird Cafe, which was unexpectedly closed when I landed for lunch yesterday, starving. And there's a kind of a cool visual approach there. I mean, it's not like Aspen or anything, or Sedona, but it's actually pretty cool for the East Coast. And I flew it yesterday, and I had one hell of a plunker of a landing. It's a little bit of an optical illusion, and I handled it not well. It was not a dangerous landing. Honestly, passengers probably wouldn't have noticed, but it wasn't a very good landing. It's basically one of those approaches where you land. It's like it's very mountainous there. It's hilly mountains, and they've kind of built a plateau at the approach end of 2-3, and I believe the winds are favoring that runway, so we're gonna do it. Sound good? Cool. Oh, and then from there, I think maybe what we'll do is, so that'll be just a normal, we're going VFR, we'll fly the pattern and land. And then maybe we'll blast off and head to Charlottesville and fly the RNAV Zulu approach. And it might be nighttime then, maybe we'll check this thing out at night. Anyway, well, let's go do the walk around. So that's why I have the door open. So let's actually get into it. So I have the plane kind of configured the way I usually leave it. Fuel is on whichever tank I left it on. Props are full forward. Mixtures, obviously, I will cut off. The throttle is fully cut off. Mags are off. I wouldn't have the key in it at this point because we're doing the walk around. So I would actually not even be in this seat for the walk around because it's hard to climb over. So let's go ahead and first off, turn the master on, check the fuel. So I filled this up to the amount of fuel that I can carry, which is 48 gallons. So we got 48 gallons of gas. We don't have volts, but that's fine. And then what I would do is look back here, actually step out of the plane, make sure our beacon is flashing, and it's not. Somebody turned the beacon lights off. Who did that? Must have been my partner. Okay, I see it flashing, so that's good. Master off, and then flaps up, and I just dropped something in VR, which is always fun. Now I'm gonna fall out of my chair. Nope, I got it. And then we'll go outside and do the walk around. So stand by. And I don't usually exit the aircraft on that side. So we come out here, grab the fuel, tester out of the baggage compartment. Check the flaps because they're down. I can't control my uppy downy thing here. Perfect. Pro streamer. Stand by. There we go. Check the flaps. Check the ailerons. Make sure they move properly. Check the wingtips. I have better wingtips than that. I have actually custom ones. Check the leading edges. That's good. Get down here. Look at the landing gear. The tire pressure looks good to me. The J hooks are where they're supposed to be with that little spring. Get our fuel sump out. Take a sample. Thrilling, right, folks? Thrilling. But we do this first flight of the day type stuff here. Take a fuel sample, pour it back in there. It all looked good. It was blue with no water. It smells like 100 low lead. Check that the latches are on the cowl because sometimes people work on the plane and forget to latch them. That actually happened fairly recently. Check to make sure the alternator belt is tight. Check to make sure the blades of I have a 2-bladed propeller. This is a nice 3-bladed prop. Check to make sure the blades look good. They do. Latches look good. Gascolator, drain a sample out of that. Don't throw it on the ground. Do the same thing for the left gear and tire pressure. That all looks good. Drain a sample, pour it back in there. Check the leading edges of the wings. Whoa, don't hit yourself on the wing. It's not a high wing. Check the ailerons on the left side. Check the flaps. That all looks good. Come back here. Whoops. Check the elevator. Give it a little tiny bit of up and down to make sure that it's moving correctly. Leading edges look good. Put the fuel sample away. Get back in the plane. Walk around complete. Everything looks good. Awesome. What are you guys saying? Buckleberry's still asking ChatGTP. Oh wait, no, sorry, that's old. This is all old. Are you guys still with me? Or is this just too boring? Should we just get into the flight? Oh man. Sorry guys, I think I missed. Did I screw this up? Nah, it's FS Desktop. Astrospeed, what's going on? How you doing? All right, cool. So outside walk around looked good. And at this point, I would close the door. Man, I'll tell you. Today I might leave it open for a little while longer. It's like 80 degrees. Actually, it was like 85 degrees here. So that's closed and latched. It's so hot, and it's hot in this house. Like I refused to turn the air conditioner on in April, and my wife is out of the house tonight, and my daughter's away, so I'm not turning it on. Mikey just got back from getting dinner. Awesome. All you missed was the walk around, so I've probably bored everybody into sleep at this point, but hey, we're doing the full thing today. So anyway, Astrospeed, I'm doing awesome, man. I'm doing awesome. Mikey, yesterday you worked all day and AC was busted. Oh, that sucks. Astrospeed, we're at KVRA, which is actually it's Manassas, Kilo Hotel Echo Foxtrot. 81 inside. Yeah, it's about 80 inside my house right now. I don't mind it. I'd rather be hot than cold. All right. Continuing with the checklist now. Outside walk around look good. Circuit breakers are all in. What we do now, let's open our little useless window here. Now I've got a nice little air scoop here to provide additional airflow. JustFlight might take note of that. Cool. So we take our key off the glare shield, stick it in the ignition there, and I just knocked something off my yoke. There we go. All right, so throttle's cracked about 1/4 of an inch in this aircraft. Master comes on. Fuel pump on. Mixture goes full rich. Fuel pressure's on the rise. It's up. Fuel flow is up 2, 3. Mixture comes off. We're back to idle. Cut off. Fuel pump comes off. Glitter prop. Nobody around. Cool. Cranking. Increase as the engine fires. That's a good start. Keep that lean. Make sure that we're not getting too much above 1,000 RPM. You don't want to speed the engine up initially cold like that. And that's pretty good. Make sure our mixture is pretty good here for ground operations. It is. We can close our window, even though right now on a day like today, this window would stay open until that's like the last thing before takeoff. Cool. Good start. Oil pressure's in the green. Oil temperature is going to come up. That all looks good. Awesome. Avionics on. Put your headsets on, folks. Oh. Jason, looks like it needs a shot back. Oh, this is cleaner than mine. No, mine is actually not. I don't have as much dirt, like chunks of dirt, but man, these stains. Oh yeah. Oh, I should take a picture of the carpeting in mine. I have a working man's arrow, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so let's get our GTN. It's a GTN 650. It's a GTN 750. This is, I don't know what, $30,000 worth of avionics in this airplane. Yeah, I have none of this. All right, we're not going IFR, but we'll make sure that our HSI goes half up, half left. It does half up and half to the, that's actually left. That looks good. Let's go ahead and make sure that we are in the right mode. I'm going to put, so
TOS system test okay.
All right, good. TOS okay. In this airplane, there's a physical switch to switch between radio and GPS nav, and there's also your suicide switch in here. I always make sure that I test both of them and make sure that they... Yeah, okay, so they're both working. Because in the old model, like this switch and the switch in the 750 did not play nicely together, but they seem to be doing that now. Mike, it is grass on the floor. I know, exactly. You're below freezing this morning, Jason? I just missed that chat. What the heck? Oh, not to brag, but it's perfect. You live in Canada. It was 10. Oh, that'd be nice to wake up to. You guys are both in British Columbia. Yeah, Micah, your interior looks nice. I'm jelly. And your paint's going to look nice, too. All right, cool. We're about ready to get out of here. Let's clear this message out. I hate it when that light flashes. Some people just let it go. Like, come on, seriously. Can you just silence that enunciator? Let's get the weather. So, all right, let's get our flight plan in, too. So we're going to go from Manassas. We're going to go to Cumberland, which is Kilo Charlie Bravo Echo. Nothing too exotic, but it's actually a really beautiful flight. And the sun is probably going to be setting as we go there. Whoops. And we'll go... not an IFR flight plan, but I like to go out to Casanova VOR. So we'll insert Casanova, which is Charlie Sierra November. Casanova before Cumberland, and that'll give us a nice, pretty much a direct flight to the west to get outside of the DC SFRA, the special flight rules area, and then we'll probably actually cut a little bit to the south of Casanova and do some maneuvers. I want to see how this thing stalls, and then we'll continue back out to Cumberland and get some dinner at the Hummingbird Cafe. Awesome. So let's get the weather. Manassas, waypoint info, weather data. Winds are 200 at 12, gusting 21. Oh, that's fun. Oh, that's excellent. Yeah, I didn't really check the weather for this flight. 29.99. So let's set our altimeter. Looks like it's already set. It's pretty much field elevation, so that looks good. Yeah, look at the temp, 29. Phew. And that's no joke either. It's that warm here. It's April, for goodness sakes. Go back to our map page, and if this was real life, actually I wouldn't call for my clearance here. Even if you're VFR in the DC area, you need to you got to call and get a squawk and a departure frequency, because we're under the special flight rules area. And you cannot fly squawking 1200 here, or else you will get up close and personal with some Blackhawks. A little bit stuttery. I think that's because of this incredible scenery that has been provided to us. I mean, look at that, folks. VR Airlines. Ooh, good plug. Good time to plug VR Airlines. Anybody looking for a real fun virtual airline to fly for? Come on board. VR Airlines. We are accepting applications now. I think there's something going on with my rudder pedals too, so that should make this kind of fun. The question is, will it spin? I don't know. I don't know if I want to spin it. We're going to stall it. We're going to go through the Yes, well, it's placarded no aerobatic maneuvers, including spins, are approved, so we're not going to try to spin it. But we'll see if it spins in the departure stall. I mean, if these rudder pedals fail me and I can't actually maintain wings level with the rudders in a power on, departure stall, then you may see a spin. So I don't know, we'll see. All right, cool. So normally, well, actually my hangar is over there, so I don't get my clearance here, but we call Manassas ground, November 1202 Romeo. We're on the east side, looking for VFR, westbound, ready taxi. We got November. And they would call back and say, November 1202 Romeo, Manassas ground and clearance. Squawk 12732. I'm sorry, departure on 12732, squawk 5178. All right. Departure's on 2732, squawking 5178. Of course, there's no 8. Who put, what a moron. 77. Sorry, say again that squawk. Oh, sorry, 5176. 1202 Romeo. All right, 5176. 5178. This is why I'm not a VATSIM controller. Mike, I do remember that last time. It wouldn't spin at all. Jason, judging by the size of that building, the tail strikes aren't affecting the bottom line. Oh no, we're heavily in debt, Jason, to pay for all that. We are very much in debt to pay for all that. Normally would have kept the RPM, and they would have cleared us for taxi. Remember, closer to Romeo taxi. 16 left via Bravo. 16 left via Bravo. 1202 Romeo. I think I might set the time maybe back a little bit so we can do this during the day. Or do you guys like the kind of setting sun? I don't know. Maybe we'll leave it with the sun setting. Yeah, this looks nothing like Manassas, folks. Nothing at all. Well, the west side looks like Manassas, but what Anon has done to the east side... I laugh every time I see it because it's so epic. Yeah, this is a complete revamp of the west side of Manassas. Oh man, no ATC, Caleb. No ATC. This is a test flight of the Piper Arrow. No ATC. We are just having fun. The next flight, by the way, I think it's going to be. It might be tomorrow night. It might be Friday night. It might be both. But no, the next set of flights, they're going to be back in the Boeing. Probably the 738 or 7 and or the Phoenix. So on VATSIM, 100% on VATSIM. I miss VATSIM because I think we did the stream in the. Did we do a GA stream before this one, like Sunday maybe, in the Bonanza offline? And it's like I don't know. I miss ATC, but this one is just to shake down this aircraft. And to see how it handles. Right away, I noticed there's an interesting, like, it might just be my rudder pedals that need calibrating. They're really, it wants to pull left, and I'm going to chalk it up to the fact that my rudder pedals aren't very good. But we'll see. All right, so we're going to taxi out. We're going to take this at an intersection. We don't need the full length of this runway. Oh, actually, we're at the end of the runway in real life. Anon has extended the taxi line. Okay, we're good here. All right, but let's do the run-up. So the run-up block, the real-life run-up block has been occupied now by this massive tower. So we'll just do our run-up right here in the middle of everything. This would really piss off the jet pilots. This would piss off those 135 guys. We did our run-up right here. Let's turn on some lighting, too. I think it's dark enough for nav lights. Technically, I don't think it is, but there we go. The lighting in here is excellent, and it always has been. All right, so let's do our on with our checklist here. It's basically just an instrument scan. I don't have one. I don't have one of these guys. That's a suction gauge. My airplane doesn't have a vacuum system anymore, but suction looks good. Airspeed's reading 0. AI looks good. Altimeter is set. We're not using that. Turn coordinator looks good. Ball is centered. There's fluid inside of there. Let's go ahead and set our heading bug to 160. I heard something in the background. That scared the heck out of me. It's Alexa talking. I guess there's a reminder my wife set. Altimeter set, vertical speed showing 0. We're not using any VOR, so that all looks good. Frequencies, we would definitely have Potomac approach, which would be 127. It's 325. We're not on with them now, but let's put that in the standby. We would be on 1331 is Manassas Tower. So let's go ahead and, oops. Obviously I don't have this navigator. Let's go ahead and do the flip-flop there. Cool. Squawk code is in. GPS is programmed. That's good. Let's do the run up. Actually, let's do a flight controls check first. Full left. Full left. Can't see the elevator because I can't turn my neck that far. Full right. Elevator. All right, flight controls check complete. Everything looked good there. Seatbelts on. You got shoulder harness on. Yup. Doors are latched. My window shut. My seatbelt. My shoulder harness are on. Mixture full rich. 2100 RPM. Whoa. Throttle response is a little off. That's okay. 2100 RPM. Test the right mag. That's like a 50 RPM drop. That's pretty good. Back to both. Test the left mag. 50-ish RPM drop. That's good. They're both the same. Both less than 75. Back to both. Cycle the prop. Check the oil pressure. Look good. So we do this 3 times. 1 for oil pressure. Second, checking manifold pressure and RPM. Look good. Wait for it to come back up to 2100. And the third time, we check for any oil on the windscreen that's going to get thrown out of the prop governor. Looks good to me. Flip on the pitot heat to make sure that we get an increase in amperage. We did. That's actually pretty cool. That's modeled. I've never noticed that before. That's pretty cool. So, alternators alternating. And we do our idle check. Now, when you pull this back to idle, you pull this physical lever back, that shoots down. It doesn't go down that slowly, but that's okay. All right, idle's good. Put it back up to 1000 RPM. Lean the mixture back for ground operations. Awesome. What are you guys saying? Jason, which floor is the beer fridge on? The answer to that question is, which floor are the beer fridges not on? Astro Speed, you want to play VATSIM, but you don't know all the controllers and what everything means. Yeah, you get... It's maybe spawn in observer mode. I mean, there's a lot of videos too. There's a guy who's... He's over in Europe somewhere who does a really good job of explaining kind of how to communicate on ATC. I'd watch some YouTube videos, spawn in observer mode, and, you know, just kind of go from there. Don't spawn into a busy event and not know what you're doing. Tower would have given us clearance. November 1202 Romeo, clear for takeoff. 16 left. Clear for takeoff, 16 left. Cool. Hop Top, what's up, man? Oh, Caleb, you're on? Awesome. Yeah, Mike is a controller. He could give you some advice. All right, lights. Landing lights on. Whoops, what was that? What did I do? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I hit the battery switch. I hit the master. Hang on. Stand by. That's Tower 1202 Romeo. Is it okay if we hold position for about 1 minute? It'll work out a quick issue. That's no problem. No traffic. Line up and wait. Okay. Line up. Did we lose our flight plan? Damn it. Ugh. Stand by, folks. Stand by.
TOS. System test okay.
It's the issue with VR and then physical controls. Where were we going? Cumberland. There we go. And we're going to go via Casanova. No worries. Cool. Back to the map screen. All right, we're back. What I meant to do was turn the landing light on, and I hit the wrong. All right, landing light's on, fuel pump's on. Mixture's full rich, props full forward. So I'll just do a normal takeoff. Make sure our trims are set. That's actually part of the checklist that I didn't do. Trim set just aft of neutral. All right, for the departure, it's just going to be a straight. We're going to take off. If we we'll rotate at 65 knots. Oh, so that's one caveat too. My arrow is in miles an hour, and this is all in knots. So don't quote me on these airspeeds. I'm sort of doing mental math to convert from knots to miles per hour to knots. So we'll rotate 65, pitch for 100. Sorry, well, we're in knots. Pitch for 90. At positive rate, no more usable runway. It's going to be gear up. Under about 700, under 800 feet. If we lose the engine, we're going to continue straight out. There's actually a bunch of fields off to the west, over 800 feet. We'll go ahead and make the U-turn and land back on 3-4 left because we have a parallel runway here. Any issues on the ground prior to rotation, it's going to be maximum braking. Going to go ahead and just bring the power back to full idle, max braking, and we'll troubleshoot that on the ground. Any questions? No questions. Ready? Let's go. Clear for immediate takeoff. All right, Jason, I own the airport. I'm worried about plugging up the runway. That's a good point. I can sit here if I want. Caleb, my call sign? In real life? Nah. Call sign in SimWorld, November 1202 Romeo. Hop top. Anyone having issues when approaching custom scenery? It lags. Depends on the scenery. All right, let's go. Let's get out of here. We've done enough talking. All right. Let's see how it handles on the ground. Why does it want to pull to the right? We got a massive crosswind, by the way. So we would have ailerons pretty much deflected, very much so into the wind. All right, we got airspeed alive. Gauges are green. We're kind of squirrely here. Huh. That might be my rudder pedals. Trying to track center line. There's 60, 65. Rotate gently. It's windy, by the way, folks. All right, we're going to pitch down. Let airspeed build. It's really windy. Positive rate, gear up. I can't see any more usable runway. And now we're going to pitch for 90. Coming up here on 90. Using trim. Trim works a lot better. There's 90. Passing through 500. They would have said VFR to the west approved, by the way. So VFR to the west approved. Let's make the turn. Beautiful. And by the way, folks, this looks incredibly realistic to what the actual area looks like. Trees aren't as green. I'd set Rex Accu seasons ahead a couple of weeks, but this looks really good. Now, KVRA isn't there, but the west side, that's pretty much what it looks like. I can see target. Ooh, nice. Anyway, cool. All right, so we're just gonna hand fly it. So about this point, I'd pull this prop back to about 2,500. 100 knots, climbing at about 1,000 feet per minute. Ooh, that's much better than my airplane. Landing light can come off. Fuel pump can come off. I'm not touching the controls right now, folks. I am just... I'm actually having a sip of cold beverage. I can tell you right away, this is a massive improvement. I mean, all right, a little bit of down trim. Well, let's go up to 3,500 feet, by the way. I failed to mention that. I'm not touching anything. And this airplane's just in trim. That's nice. My headset is really hot, though. Oh, yeah, this is a huge improvement, folks. Huge. Contact departure. Have a good day. All right, 1202 Romeo over to departure. Have a good one. We'll see. I forgot about that. Showing departure. Good evening, November 1202. Romeo's climbing out of... Well, all right, so I would have busted the Bravo at this point. Usually we stop it at 2. But we're climbing out of 23, going up to 3,500. 1202 Romeo. And they would say something like... November 1202 Romeo, Potomac departure, radar contact, transponder observed, remain outside the on course approved, remain outside the Bravo. On course approved, and we are definitely in the Bravo, but whatevs. Cool. And then right when we get close to maybe about 5 miles to the east of highway, which is Warrenton, they'll cut you loose, and it's just VFR all the way. If you're not getting flight following, this is great. I mean, I'm not touching a thing. I had to lean a little bit here too in the climb, right? But it's not my gas, so who cares? I'm not touching a thing. There's 3,000 for 3,500. No autopilot, no nothing. I mean, I wish you could see my hands. They're right here. This is just like how the Arrow flies, by the way. I mean, you trim it and it's trim it and forget it. 32 for 35, so we'll level off at 3,500 and then we'll head out to the practice area, do a couple maneuvers, and then just head on out to Cumberland. Hopefully not at night, because I don't like flying over these mountains at night. We need to pitch down a little bit though, because we're approaching 3,500. Cool. There's 3,500 feet. Now we can start to trim it out. Let's pull this back to 2,400. We'll pull the prop back to 2,400 as well. Square that off. There we go. And yeah, just hand fly it. This is nice. This is really nice. Wow. This is like night and day, folks. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit giddy right now, but this is like night and day. So let's call this our cruise checklist. Landing light off, fuel pumps off. Automation, not using it right now. Lean this a little bit, 10 gallons an hour and 3,500. That's pretty good right there. I mean, this is hands off. Beautiful. Caleb. Oh, it's 1202. Sorry, 1202 Romeo is my sim call sign. Yeah, 1202 Romeo. Sorry, I missed that part. Sorry, I was so enamored with this. I gotta find a good place to put you guys. How about here? It's a little immersion breaking, but at least we can kind of chat. Time for some stalls. Let's get out to the practice area, and then yes, and let's hold our altitude to commercial standards too, right? Come on, we're wandering 100 feet off. What are we doing? No automation. I'm not touching the autopilot right now. We'll put that on maybe once we get out, on our way out to Cumberland after we practice some maneuvers. Let's call this good enough. Now, we wouldn't usually practice any kind of maneuvers in this area in real life, but let's do it. Crete, what's going on? Wawa. Yeah. If you're talking about the Wawa, subs, I've eaten Wawa for the last, 2 days in a row now. I had Wawa yesterday because it's close to the airport, and I was at the airport until kind of mid-evening. I will talk about that in cruise. Troubleshooting an issue. And Wawa was the easiest thing to grab. But Wawa. Caleb, departure 402 November Romeo. 1202 Romeo, Squawk and VFR, and we'll talk to you on the return for 1202 Romeo. Have a good one now. It is a great eat. Well, it's actually not. It's going to get crappy. All right, cool. Yeah, let's practice some. Let's see. Let's start off. Let's transition into slow flight. Who the heck didn't? There we go. So, yeah, again, we wouldn't normally do this here, but that's fine. All right, so for some slow flight, I'm going to go ahead and enrich in the mixture. We're going to pull the power back. Boy, I haven't even studied up for my VFR. I hope I remember how to do this. Slow flight's pretty easy. We're just going to go ahead and get into the... We'll try to keep it around 3,500 feet. Actually, we'll try to kind of keep it on our course, too. Again, this is not where we would do these maneuvers in real life, but this is the sim, so who cares? Pull the power back to about 17 inches of manifold pressure. Pitching and trimming to maintain altitude. Airspeed is bleeding off. Gear extension range. Gear can go down. We're in the white arc. Flaps 1. Try to maintain 3,500 feet, and we'll maybe try to maintain our heading too, just kind of a west heading. Trimming, pitching up. So far, so good. There's flaps, 20 degrees of flaps, and there's a little bit of the balloon. We anticipated that. Continuing to get slower here. Still at 17 inches of manifold pressure. So far, so good, guys. So far, so good. Sorry, it's going to be real hard to look at chat now while we do this, because slow flight, yeah, I'm looking outside. Okay, last notch of flaps, and now we're just going to maintain 3,500 feet. We're behind the power curve. We got to keep that coming back. So that's a little, I'm not sure that manifold pressure is exactly correct, but we're going to pitch up. We don't want the stall warner to sound. Yeah, we're losing our altitude. Oh, we're going to bust our commercial check ride here. We got to add a little bit of power back in. Add a little more power. This is mushing flight. You're going to just nose up. There's 60 knots. And we lost 100 feet. Adding power to maintain altitude, right? Pitching for airspeed, power for altitude. This is pretty good. I don't think I would have failed my check ride here. Oh, this is pretty good, Micah and everybody. Got a little bit of right rudder in. There's 60. I'm looking outside a lot here, but I'm glancing at the instruments. Pitching back up, maintaining 60 knots. You want to try to take it to 55? Let's see. This is really good. This is really good. We got to get back up to 3,500 feet, though. I know this isn't the most thrilling thing for y'all to watch, like somebody doing slow flight in an Aero, but I can tell you, this is really good. This is nothing at all like that old flight model. I mean, I'm just sitting here mushing. I mean, look at that pitch up attitude. I'm at what? I'm almost 10 degrees up. Maybe 9, 8. Stall warner's not sounding. Anyway. Yeah. So this is good. Cool. Well, let's transition into some stalls. You would like to see the DPE has requested, Micah, you are my DPE. You would like to see let's do if it's okay with you, sir, can we transition into an approach stall from slow flight? I'm going to take that as a yes. All right, so let's get it to, so we're in the proper configuration, gears down, we've got flaps full, except, ooh, whoops. Maybe that prop should have been full forward, right? Uh-oh. Caleb, Micah, yes, okay, cool. Thank you, DPEs. All right, so basically what we're gonna do, let's get it to 65 here. And we're gonna pitch up. All right, here we go. I'm sorry, no, that's actually not correct. So we're descending 500 feet per minute. There we go, 500 feet per minute. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to stretch the glide. We're gonna try to stretch the glide, so we're gonna pull the power back, and we're gonna pull up, 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 up. There it is, there it is. Recover. Airspeed building, all right. First notch of flaps. Positive rate, gear up, it's okay. Spurious, ignore it. Airspeed continuing to build, 500 feet per minute. Oops, wrong way on the flaps. Dump another notch. Airspeed's building, flaps can go up. Hey, that worked. Not bad. Fail, please. You want to see another one? I'll do another one. You want to see it to the brake? You never specified you want to see it to the brake or just to the warning. Let's actually, oh, we didn't make our clearing turns either. You're down. First flaps. 80 knots. Let's do it going back the other way so we don't have to do this into the sun. right, let's do it from right here. Second flaps. Third flaps. 500 feet per minute? Come on. 500 feet per minute, right? All right, so we're on the glide. What, 70 knots? We're going to stretch the glide. Power to idle. Pitching up. Pitching up. Not too aggressively, right? Come on, folks. All right, you want to see it to the brake? I'm pulling back. All right, there it is. Airspeed building, pitching back up. Positive rate. Already dumped 1 notch of flaps. Gear up. Ignore it. It's a nuisance alarm at this point. Fail. Do a power on to brake. All right, let's do it. All right, so that was 2 power off stalls. Hey, but it stalled. I mean, it right? I mean, it worked. I gotta watch that stream back. Let's get to like VA here. VA in this aircraft is what, 90 knots, I think. Actually, let's make another turn. We'll do another clearing turn. I think VA is 90 knots. It's 103 in my arrow, so I think that equates to about 90-ish knots. So let's slow it down to VA. We don't need a lot of altitude for this one. And then we'll head on to our destination and we can chat about other stuff. Slow down here. 17 inches manifold pressure. All right. So we'll slow it down. Slow it down here. Trying to head back towards Casanova. This is a really terrible place, by the way, to practice maneuvering, because the Casanova VOR is where like all of the flight schools with their IR students practice approaches from. Like this particular spot of airspace, exactly where we are, is really busy. All right. So I'm just going to get back on our course. Probably wouldn't practice these here either because there's not a real good airport in case something goes wrong. All right, to the brake. Departure stall. Just want to get on our course so we can kind of not take all night with this either. All right, here we go. Power up, pitch up. Looking at the sky, using my feet. Oh, I hated these when I was a private student. Using the rudders to maintain. There's the Warner. It's not breaking. We got a Warner, but it's not breaking. I got the yoke in my chest. Ah, fail. Maybe. Let's see if it'll break. Uh-oh. Oh, it won't stall. It won't stall. It won't stall. The nose is gradually coming down. It won't stall. I don't want to spin it. All right, recover. Oh well. It didn't stall. Sorry guys, yeah, anybody in chat. That's kind of a fail. All right, well, nope, no stall. That's a bummer. Well, let's climb. We're going westbound. Huh, that's too bad. That is a little bit sad. Let's try it again. Maybe I did something wrong. I don't think I did. I mean, a departure stall is pretty easy. Let's get it down to 70 knots. Let's get it down to 70 knots and then basically you power up and pitch up until you see the sky. One more time. We're on our course, by the way, to Cumberland at this point, so we're not going to waste too much time. But I want to see this again. I was doing it right too, man. I was maintaining wings level with the rudders. I wasn't touching the yoke because I really don't want to spin. I don't want to end the flight in a disaster. You guys probably want to see that, but I'd rather not. Maybe I had Yeah. What do we do? Again, I'm in miles an hour. That's 70. We're just going to go with that. Power up. Pitch up. Here we go. Departure stall. That's 20 degrees right there. 20 degrees. Can we go higher? Let's go. All the way. Yoke is full aft. I can't. Oh, we dropped the wing. There's a spin. Hey, that's pretty good. The spin was good. The spin recovery was pretty good too. Watch the secondary stall. We spun. It didn't stall, but I had no more rudder authority. Huh. Well. She wouldn't stall, but she sure spun. Dropped the wing. That's pretty cool. Caleb, are you still giving me ATC instructions? All right, let's get on our way here. Prop back to 2400. And full pressure 2400. Let's climb up to 4500 VFR westbound, and then I'll look at chat. Sorry I missed a whole bunch of your chats, but kind of hard to do private pilot, check ride maneuvers, and look at chat. Yeah, a little disappointed in the power on the departure stall, but honestly, the spin felt good. Let's let the airspeed build a little bit too. We're a little bit slow for this. But yeah, that felt pretty good. There's 3,500. Let's just keep it at a 700 or so foot per minute climb rate. Let's look at our navigator. Whoops. Let's just go direct at this point, by the way. Direct, Cumberland, activate. Cool. Follow the magenta line all the way to excellent sandwiches. They have really good breakfast at Cumberland, too. There we go. Let's call it about a 2-3 heading. I wonder if we broke something. We're kind of climbing pretty slowly now. No, I'm kidding. We good. Well, it trims out nicely too. I mean, I'm really not fighting anything. I mean, it just flies nice. I mean, so these are the Blue Ridge. When I did this flight yesterday, we got 200 to go, and then I will put the autopilot on actually. When I did this flight yesterday, there were a whole bunch of wildfires, like really small ones, but there was a whole bunch of smoke all over the place. It was kind of cool. I mean, it sucks because there were wildfires, but it was kind of cool to see from the air. All right, there's 4,500 feet. Let's level it off. Let the airspeed build. Let's trim for 4,500. We're at 2424 square. Come on, then. All right, let's go autopilot on. Out hold. Actually, let's go nav mode. There we go. That's it. Whew. I need a break, Mr. DPE, after all those maneuvers. Holy cow. Did I pass my check ride? Well... my headset's sweating. It's really hot in here. Do you want me to do a fully developed spin? This placard says otherwise, sir. I am not going to violate the limitations of this aircraft, Micah. Oh, Micah, that's a good point. Could have been control burns. That's true. That's true. Kuzzer, what's going on, man? It feels like it's been a long time. Cairo, I'm sorry, I missed your chat. What is up? It's you, Kuzzer. Oh, well, you're both here. Both of your personalities are here. Well done. But yeah, it's been a long time. What's going on? Oh, Micah, it would be... Actually, Micah, it would be fun to do that, where either you could, grill me as a DPE, or I could do the same to you, or both. Oh, that'd be fun as hell. That'd be fun as heck. Pull out the ACS. Oh man, I gotta find him. I'll tell you what, it would be really cool to do that, like right before a BFR. Now I just had mine December 29th, or Micah, like right before your ride, before your IR. If you want, I mean, I think that'd be fun. Yeah, Cuzzer, man, it's been ages. All right, cool. So we're on our way to, where are we going? Cumberland. We got 24. I feel like we should do our checks again. We are burning a ton of gas. And we also need to switch tanks. So I always lean for about 9.5 gallons. All right, let's do this the right way. All right, we're going to switch tanks. Fuel pump's going to come on. We're going to monitor fuel pressure and fuel flow. We're on the right tank. Fuel pressure and flow are good. Fuel pump can come off. And what we would do is reset the timer that we definitely had started. So 30 minutes from now, we will set that timer again. So yeah, right about here, I started to get my butt kicked around by some nice mechanical turbulence coming off this first ridge. But the real butt kickery happened as soon as I started to cross that second ridge out of the Shenandoah Valley. Man, my head hit the headliner. Micah, dude, yeah, I think that would be fun as heck too. It would be, I mean, I would sweat. I would literally have to get my old, what do they call it now? Yeah, it's the AC Airman Certification Standards. It used to be called something else. In fact, I think I have the copy from when it was called something else. What was it called? I can't even remember. But yeah, that would be epic. By the way, this sim looks epic. Just saying. So yeah, the wildfires were like right over these peaks. They were on the, I guess that would be the windward side of these mountains. Not the leeward side is the side. The wind was coming from west to east, so I think they were on the windward side. Anyway, but I mean, it wasn't causing any kind of like IMC or anything like that. It was just kind of cool to watch, and it probably was controlled burns. Now that you mentioned it. Mike, I hate that turbulence too, and you always know it's coming. Like every time, it's right about here. You know it's coming, and it hits, and it's like, here we go, and you just like, even yesterday, I was in this exact. I wish I had a freaking GoPro. I was in this exact spot. I mean, I'm not kidding. Like, this is exactly. It was Casanova, direct to Cumberland in this exact spot, and this is where it hit, and it was like, and here we go. And you just like, I had the autopilot on, I had the automation on, but I dropped I pulled the manifold pressure back to like 21 inches just to slow down a little bit. I mean, it wasn't, like rough air penetration speed type thing, but I pulled the power back. I'm like, oh man, and you just ride it out. I mean, you guys probably all know this, and these videos are, you've seen these videos. They're definitely not for training purposes, but the thing to do is accept the pitch oscillations, accept the altitude variations, and just maintain wings level. Your primary is just maintaining wings level, and accept the fact that you're going to gain and lose 100 feet, 200. I mean, I lost 200 feet at one point, just straight down like an elevator. That's when my head hit the headliner. It was like the bottom dropped out, and I was like, boom! Like, oh, son of a. That was a direct quote, except, well, it's a family channel, so I'm not going to repeat what I actually said. YouTube will, I don't know if they fine you or whatever they do, but yeah, you just got to take it. It's part of flying. The airplane can take it. I mean, geez. Some people are like, oh, the wings are going to fall off. The empennage is going to break off. It's like, no, not even close. Like, this airplane can, structurally can get its butt kicked. It's the pilot that bears the brunt. Oh, so beautiful. I love this flight. I know it's a little bit boring, but so let's talk about the aero. So far, now I know, what was it? Okay, so the power on stall, the departure stall, we didn't get it to break. What it did do, the second time I did it, we pitched up I dropped it down to, I think, 70 knots. Full power, pitch up. I mean, I pitched up. This honeycomb had no more travel. We got it over 20 degrees pitch. And I heard the stall warner. It went off. And we kind of rode it. And the nose did come down. Now, it didn't break. Oh, no, that was the first time. And the second time, it looked like it was going to break. But I couldn't hold wings level. I had my right boot was completely full right rudder. And I couldn't hold any more rudder, and it was obvious it was an incipient spin. I mean, that was an incipient spin. It just started. Because I ran out of rudder travel. Now, in real life, I would have pitched down. I mean, I'm not going to get into a spin. But I kind of wanted to see what would happen with the start of a spin. And I got to be honest with you, it came out of that spin right on. You guys know PAIR, right? Power to idle, ailerons neutral, rudder opposite, elevator sharply forward, right? PAIR, P-A-R-E. I mean, that worked. We got out of that spin. That worked. So I'm gonna say the flight model in this thing, I'm gonna give it a. I'm really generous. I'd be an easy grader if I was a teacher. I'm gonna give it an A. It's not an A plus because I don't know. Anyway, like you're saying, you just gotta take it exactly. Oh, the airframe, the for all the controversy about the spar and the PA-28s. I mean, this thing is stout. Utility category's got a limit of 4.4 Gs. Oh, there you go. Yeah. I mean, you've got to do a lot to put this aircraft into plus 4 Gs. I'll tell you what'll do it. I'll tell you what'll break an airplane apart. A single engine piston, and Mikey, you know this, is when you get into a spiral and you're in a spiraling descent and you start to pull back. If you're not wings level, if you're spiraling, if you're like, I can't show you, if you're like this going down and this airspeed indicator is winding up and you're in the yellow arc, maybe you're scraping the red, maybe you're scraping, VNE in this. And if you're in a banking descent and you start to pull back on the elevator, I mean, just think about what that would feel like. You can feel it in your chair. That's how you break an airplane apart. Yes, Mike, exactly. That's it. That's how people die. That's a graveyard spiral, and that's how people die, especially in IMC, and it's real. Because your brain knows nothing. If you quit looking at your instruments and you start to trust your inner ear again, which is the fluid has completely screwed you. You have no real idea what's going on. You don't know that you're descending and banking, and you're not trusting your instruments. It feels like you need to pull up. I'm going down, I gotta pull up. And then you overstress the airframe and a wing rips off, and that's all she wrote. Anywho, we can load that sucker and off it goes. Exactly. Yeah, it's spin training. I've never had it. If you're gonna be a CFI, I think, is that a requirement for your CFI? I think it might be. All right, let's do one thing here. Now I do this in my 430, but I do it a different way. Let's see, I want to arrive at Cumberland at 1,000 feet AGL, and I want to be there. Huh? That's not right. AGL, please. 1,000. Not 10,000. 1,000 feet AGL. Okay, there you go. So yeah, because airport elevation is 775 feet. I want to be at pattern altitude, but I want to be there 2 miles. Let's call it 3 miles beforehand. Before enter. So that should give us a top of descent point. Now I don't have this navigator, but I have a pretty rudimentary VNav calculator, and I also do it in my head. So that gave us a nice top of descent point as a reminder. IMC spin training? Is that a thing? I honestly don't know, because that can be deadly as hell. Man, this is beautiful. Westbound over the Blue Ridge. Actually turned out to be a nice night to fly. Whoever said that earlier. Oh, spin training with foggles on. Yeah, okay. I thought you meant like an actual. Like that's not a thing. That can't be a thing. Let's see if we can get the weather. What's our message here? No, all right. Screw that. Weather. I'm pretty sure we're not going to be able to get the weather at this airport. I mean, they've got an AWAS or ASUS. I forget which one. Let's see if we can pull it. Airport info, weather data. Oh, holy cow, there we go. Okay. 180 at 7, gusting 1.4. That's not too bad. Visibility 10 miles, clear. Temp is 30. Why? How is it warmer out there? Altimeter 299.5. Let's set that now. Cool. It's actually warmer in Cumberland than it is. I guess there's a front coming through because we're supposed to get some thunderstorms potentially later tonight. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. Cool. I'll show you the airport diagram, and again, this isn't like an exotic airport or anything, or it's not like one of the world's most difficult approaches, but it is kind of cool. So we'll use 2.3. This 1129, they don't really use. They use this. I think they use this for like gliders or something. I don't know, but they don't. People don't use 11 and 29. They use 5 and 2.3, and it's right traffic for 5, and you'll see why, because it's just all mountains here. In fact, it's kind of in a bowl. There's terrain here, and you sort of in the pattern, you just kind of skim the mountains on your downwind, and then it's very obvious when you turn base because there's a mountain in front of you. So you turn base before the mountain, and it's kind of just a base to final on this approach. Every time I fly here, I don't end up kind of squaring off my base just because of the way this is laid out. And then 2.3, this drops off. So this is kind of up on a plateau, and it's a little bit of an illusion. And I had a little bit of a problem with it yesterday in real life. I am pilot enough to admit the fact that I did not fly a good pattern there. I was a little bit fast, and I was kind of scrambling to slow down on downwind, and so I was a little fast, and it's hard. You can't extend your downwind because you'll extend it into a mountain. So I was pulling the power out. I was dumping flaps before I normally would. It wasn't the normal kind of standard comfortable pattern. And anyway, I ended up, and the final, you can't fly a very long final, so I had it kind of under control in the final, but then the winds kind of shifted, and stuff happened. I was 3 whites, 1 red, so I was a little high, but I thought I had it under control crossing the numbers, and I did. I think I was at like probably 80 knots, and then even though it's a very long runway, I was like, I'm just gonna pull power, which you just don't do in a 69 Aero with a Hershey bar wing. So I pulled the power, and airspeed started bleeding off really fast, and I was holding it off, because I'm touching down on the mains, and I heard the stall warner about a foot off the runway, and I'm like, God, I'm not gonna say it on stream. It was something that GD it, like out loud, just not like, oh no, like panic GD it, just gosh darn it. And sure enough, I was like, dump. Again, if there was a passenger on board, they wouldn't have said anything other than, hey, nice landing, but it was a plunker. Buzz, OMG, what's going on? You are back. What's up, man? You're sick. You're back and you're sick. You're sick again or you're back again? Bummer, man. What's going on? Hope it's nothing serious. Good to see you, though. What's up? Jason, alarm goes off at 0 dark, stupid. 12 a.m. Pacific, needed jet. All right, man. Jason, good to see you. Pop some more flights on VR Airlines. I think we only got 1 flight in today. Another plug for VR Airlines. You guys go over. The link is in the stream description. Sign up, get a few test flights in on New Sky Academy, and head on over. Mike, I mean, yeah, it does. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, you're right. Because the last time I flew was before, I mean, it was 3 weeks ago. So, yeah, 100%. 100% correct. And yesterday, I mean, I felt proficient enough to, you know, I didn't feel out of proficiency. I felt, you know, well proficient enough to make the flight. I knew the weather. I knew it was going to be bumpy. Oh, by the way, yeah, this is where it really starts getting nasty. See these, I mean, it's not the Rockies, but you see just all these ridges. And the wind, it always comes west to east here, and it comes over these ridges and swirls and mechanically mixes and kicks your butt. But yeah, Mikey, you're right. Yeah, if I was back to my usual, like flying at least once a week, you know, then that would have been a different story. And again, I'm only telling you all this because it was not even remotely unsafe. It wasn't even remotely a hard landing. I'm just telling you this because, yeah, I mean, Micah, you're right. You got to be a little more proficient. But I'm just an honest person, and I'll tell you when I have a grease. Going back to Manassas, they had to roll the trucks to clean the butter off the runway, so it only took one landing. Oh man, I greased it onto 16 right. The tower's probably still talking about it right now. Micah, when you're ready, when your Cherokee's ready, you're going to fly 10 hours. Before you have a passenger. Yeah. That's a really good idea. I would have flown with a passenger today. I flew a couple weeks ago, and I flew a lot. So no, I was 100% safe in the air, 100% up on procedures, flying out of the DC area, 100% safe to land. I would have flown with my daughter in the right seat. In fact, I was going to fly my daughter up to my father's house in Pennsylvania on Monday, but she decided she didn't want to, so we ended up driving her up there. 7-hour round trip, 3.5 up, 3.5 back. Buzz, both. You're sick. What's up? Are you on spring break? My people here are on spring break from high school and middle school and elementary. Hey, anybody watching? I guess now's a good time to remind everybody, hit the like button. Helps the channel out. Helps whatever YouTube's weird algorithm is. The more likes, the more people are drawn to the channel, and the more fun we all have. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and go ahead and drop a comment, is what a good streamer would say. Man, this is gorgeous. This is live weather, folks. HXC man, what's going on, man? How you doing? Good to see you. Hope you're enjoying this kind of test flight. Little shakedown flight, and I mean, it's more than an update. This is it's a flight model overhaul. Now we do have the automation on now. I'll tell you what, once we hit top of descent, I'll just disengage the automation, and we'll hand fly it again down and fly the fly left downwind for 2-3 into Cumberland, just to show you guys kind of how this would be done. Now, normally I will, at top of descent in my arrow, I will actually use, this is an old Auto Control 3. Oh, so JustFlight has added, this is like a vertical speed hotspot, because the Auto Control 3 did not have a vertical speed. There was an optional out hold, I think, that you could get with this autopilot, and they have that enabled here, modeled here too with this click spot. Normally in the real arrow, if I hit top of descent, I'll dial down 500 feet per minute. I'll reset the altitude to where I want to get to, dial down 500 feet per minute, and then I'll just pull the manifold pressure back to 20 inches. Now maybe, you know what, we'll do that. We'll do it like I would normally do it, and then I'll start descending. But then, I'll 15, 20 miles away from the destination, I'll just knock the autopilot off and hand fly. Mike is dropping sweet screenshots in your Discord. Yeah, you guys all definitely head over to Micah's Discord and his channel. Mike, I gotta say, that RNAV tutorial that you did with the 7.3 helped me out a lot. So you guys definitely need to go check that out. Oh, Buzz, spring break is the last week of April. Jeez, that is really late. Very nice Aero. Here in Brazil. You fly the Aero 3? I'm going to try Guilherme. Sorry, it's hard to read in VR. Guilherme, a very nice Aero here in Brazil. You fly the Aero 3. Awesome. Oh, man, you must have some really amazing places to fly in Brazil. Oh, good, man, that's awesome. Aero 3 is a great airplane. There's like 5 inches more room in the Aero 3 in the back than there is in the 200 and just in the PA-28 200 and then 201s. Man, in mine, you don't want to put people back there. It did drop today. Sorry, HXC, man. Yeah, dropped on Monday. It dropped on Monday. JustFlight released this on Monday, but I was on the road all day Monday, and then yesterday I was flying the real one. Okay, so we're almost at the top of descent now. Right about now, I'd be checking my fuel. Now I'm not gonna switch tanks because we're at least equal, and I don't like to switch tanks in if I can avoid it, in anything other than kind of straight and level cruise. So we're not going to mess with switching tanks in the descent. It's amazing. Yeah, Guilherme, the JustFlight Aero is amazing. I'll tell you though, if you have X-Plane, the V-Flight Aero is even more amazing. All right, so I'm going to use vertical speed. I'm going to pull the power back to I'm going to call it 20 inches of manifold pressure. And vertical speed, I want it 500 feet per minute. Now this is a little touchy because I don't have an indicator to show what my vertical speed is, like on my autopilot. So let's try to get it at 500 feet per minute. There we go. Because if I got passengers, that's an ear-popping descent. Anything 1,000 feet per minute is not comfortable for passengers. I can take it, I don't mind, but passengers not so much. A bunch of Streamlabs spam. Excellent. I'm going to try to keep up with chat. It might get a little difficult, so I'm going to kind of just describe what I'm doing. The airport is okay. It's not that next ridge, but it's one over. So we have some terrain to get over. I'm glad we're doing this while the sun is up. There is an I think it's an RNAV. Why are we descending so quickly? Did I not engage vertical speed? Okay, we're descending too quickly here. I don't know if that's on or off, and that's a little bit of an issue for me. All right, now I think it's engaged. No, because now we leveled off. Hold on. Yeah, it's engaged now. Okay. Well, I'm pretty much half tempted just to hand fly this thing. Now we're picking up some turbulence coming over those ridges. We're not descending anymore. My phone is buzzing. My daughter or my wife is trying to text me, I'm sure. I'm sure it can wait too. All right, so 3,500. We're trying to get down to 1,700 feet, so pattern altitude. All right, you know what? Autopilot's coming off. We're gonna hand fly this. There is an approach, but I think it's to 5. It is to 5 because I've shot it before in VMC just for the heck of it, and it is awesome. It takes you, like, your left wing pretty much is right next to a mountain on the RNAV. Like, you don't want to make a mistake. It's not like an RNP approach or anything, but you definitely want to be on the ball with it. All right, let's put a little bit of pitch down trim. See if we can get this thing to fly hands off in the 500 feet per minute descent. There we go. Yeah, trim works so much better in this one. Holy cow. My day's going awesome. It's a slow day at work. Busy enough, but not too busy. Got some stuff done. I fly out of Manassas. Actually, the home of VR Air. All right, 3,000 coming up. Oh, you know what? We're here. Oh, this looks different. All right, so what we need to do, I'll make a little bit of a left jog here and start to slow way down. See that smokestack? You guys probably can't see it. That's actually there in real life. So I have the, what is it? We Love VFR mod, which puts kind of real life VFR landmarks into the sim, and that smokestack right there is there in real life. Why don't I see the runway? Huh. Oh, I see it. Okay. So we gotta get down. And we're really fast. I'm gonna pull the power out. Mixture can come up. And what I should have done also is with this navigator, you can actually kind of paint a visual approach. So you want to be just to the west of that factory. We're slowing it down. There's 1800 for 17. And see how the mountains kind of make that little bowl? I can't look at chat. I'm sorry, folks. All right, let's level it off here. Oh, I don't see any lights on the runway. This is going to be fun, folks. This is going to be fun. Now, I don't like to fly over smokestacks for some reason. So I never do. I kind of keep it to the west. There's the runway. All right, cool. All right, we are at 100 on downwind, and we are really low. Let's pick those up a little bit here, folks. All right, mixture can come full rich. Landing light on. Gumps check, gas, good. Undercarriage to go. Mixture full forward, props to go. Seatbelts, shoulder harnesses fastened, switches look good. We are low AF. There's the runway. We're just gonna fly downwind here. And there's, see what I mean? Like you can't fly an extended downwind here. You just can't. Now I am a little bit low, but you really can't. All right, hang on one second, folks. Gear down. Flaps one. And you just kind of fly along this bowl. There's 90. Gear down, 3 green, mixture full rich, props full forward. There's 80. There's the runway. See how it sits up on that plateau? That is exactly what it looks like. 17 inches of manifold pressure, please. This is almost what happened yesterday. This is almost a recreation of what happened yesterday. And it's an illusion. No extending downwind here, folks. There's the runway. Second notch of flaps. Turning base. Definitely making radio calls. Cumberland traffic, 1202 Romeo's turning left base 23, full stop, Cumberland. And Cumberland traffic, remember, 1202 Romeo's gonna be turning final, 23, full stop, Cumberland. All right, so we're high. This is exactly what I saw yesterday. This is exactly what happened. I was high. It's an illusion because you're landing on an aircraft carrier.
500.
Yep. This is exactly what happened. High and fast. Yeah, I am man enough to admit it. 80. 80's good. In mine it's 70, but this is knots. Got another notch of flaps to go. Flaps. Red, blue, green. Check, check, check. Slowing it down. Not getting too slow. Airspeed for altitude. Trimming. Whoa, we're slow. Those pappies don't see. This is a total illusion, folks. Whoa, that's not there. Rounding it out. Power is coming out. Holding it off. Oh, we're off center line. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Terrible. Oh, come on. Well, we landed on the runway. All right, my landing was better than that yesterday. All right. Aero braking, yoke back in the chest, dump the flaps. Ugh. That wasn't the aero's fault, that was the pilot's fault. Wow. I just couldn't get the... I couldn't get the center line. That was pretty bad. It's funny, if this runway was like 50 feet wide, I probably would have had a better landing. I'm trying to keep it on the center line. My rudder pedals are trash too. Ugh, so jerky. See that? Like I can't make fine movements. All right, light braking. And this is about when I heard a helicopter that was landing asking if they could park by the restaurant, and the guy in the FBO came over to Unicom and said the restaurant's closed. I'm like, are you serious? I haven't eaten anything. Anyway, welcome to Cumberland, which looks nothing like this, by the way. There are not a bunch of trees there, so. Cumberland traffic, November 1202, Romeo is clear 23, Cumberland. Anyway. Mike, you've been watching a ton of training videos, learning things for sure. You want to get your approach controller cert for... Oh, that'd be awesome. Oh, yeah. Approach would be fun. I think you and I talked about this, as long as you have people underneath of you. Where is Anon? I don't know where Anon is. He was off Discord today. I don't know. He's probably busy. Guillermo, a nice plane. This place is beautiful. It is. Now, this airport in real life is really nice. But MSFS doesn't have it modeled very nicely. Mike, the pappies are not accurate. Yeah, you're right, because we were not high. It had us 4 whites. I'm like, and then we ended up being low and slow. Crosswind correction. Guillermo said, wow, great landing. Thank you, sir. But I tend to agree with Mike that the crosswind correction was not very good. I should have had a lot more using aileron to control drift laterally, and then using the rudders. But my rudders, I'm going to use my rudder pedals as an excuse there. My rudder pedals are terrible. But yes, that was not good crosswind technique at all. I should have had, let's stop it right here. Lean the mixture out for ground operations. Fuel pump can come off. Landing light can come off. There it is. Oh, no offense at all. I 100% agree with you. It was, yeah. So I mean, you guys probably know this too. You know, crosswind correction. You're wherever the wind is coming from, put your aileron down into that, into the wind, to maintain lateral drift, left, right, and then use your rudders to align the nose with the center line. And I did a terrible job of that. So, no offense, Micah. No offense at all. First to admit that was poor, and is why these videos are not to be used for training purposes. All right, let's set the parking brake. Let's do one more, because I want to test out. I want to see how this will fly and approach. I think I'll leave the time where it is. So we'll go at night, and we'll go just to Charlottesville. It's not a very long flight. It's back over the mountains, so we would definitely be getting our butts kicked again by the hill. I'm not going to say mountains, but the mechanical turbulence coming off the hills. Flight plan. Let's delete this. Menu. Delete. Delete. And let's go from Cumberland. This will be a fun one. Enter. We'll go to Charlottesville. We'll pretend this is an IFR flight. I'm not flying VFR over the mountains. We're going westbound, so let's call it 5,000 feet. I don't know the exact what the filed route would be. Let's just say go back to Casanova. I think the approach starts from there. Charlottesville. Let's look at the weather real quick. Bear with me. Okay, good. 20017. Oh, 17 gust 23. All right, well, you'll get to see me try to do a cross. Oh, although I think it's they got 21 is the runway at Charlottesville, so this is right down the runway. So let's go procedures. We'll go RNAV Zulu. We'll take it from where? Hood. Yes, I like this. And we will... let's just load it, and let's see what it looks like on the map. I think Casanova will get us close. Hang on. Zoom way out. Okay, Casanova. Yes, good. Okay, so from Casanova, so we'll end up just kind of, before we get to Casanova, we'll vector ourselves right on to the arrival. I'm sorry, the approach, and we'll fly it, and we'll just use the charts on here. Yeah, so that's good. Let's go back to the flight plan. Bear with me, folks. Sorry, 1 second. This is kind of impromptu. Hood Fomiv APUS 2-1. Awesome. Okay, and it wants us at Hood at 3,500, and we're saying we'll be at Casanova at 5. 500 or 5,000. Actually, you know what? Let's just cancel that. Let's cancel all that back. Good. Awesome. Let's get out of here. Let's see if the crosswind departure is any better. Micah, use rudder till about 50 feet above, and then drop that wing, and center rudder touchdown on drop wing mains first. Yes, unless you want to fly the slip all the way down. Honestly, for me, it depends on if I've got passengers or not. Because a slip, I prefer to do it that way. Because if you're flying it all the way down with passengers, it can get really uncomfortable. Because you're all cross controlled. So yeah, oh, we got plenty of gas. Cool. Let's get out of here. Yeah, once again, so at that time I think I was too engrossed in chat too, and I didn't even have like my my CDI needle I would have had set up on 2-3. I didn't have that, so let's set our heading bug at least on 2-3. All right, and we'll go at 5,000, which I think, let's check the MSA real quick. What's the MSA for Charlottesville? Charts. That's not the one I want. I want this, I want this, I want that, and I want... how do I get the charts? In view charts. Approaches. How do I change it? Ah, here. Approach, RNAV, Zulu. Let's go full screen. Zoom in. This is so nice. MSA's 5,300. All right. Well, we're flying it at 5,000. If we hit a mountain, then that's more entertainment for you all. Cool. Micah, you know what MSA is? Yes, exactly. Micah, you know approach plate's probably better than anybody right now if you're going for your IR. So we would have gotten our clearance. Oh, geez, Aero 1202 Romeo. Cleared to the Charlottesville airport. Casanova. Then is filed. Climb maintain 5,000. Clearance void if time now, whatever the time is. Clearance void if not off by. Blah blah blah. Call me back. Number 1. Alright, I'll call you back number 1. Because you have to be on Unicom, so this is not a towered airport, so we would have to be on Unicom. And then we would call them back ready to depart. And then we would go back to Unicom. It would say void if not off by, void if not off by, in 2 minutes or something like that, 3 minutes. And then you'd switch back to Unicom, make your calls, and then call them back when you're in the air. Actually, I find departing IFR from untowered fields is a lot more stressful than departing from towered fields. All right. There's a Gate Gourmet truck here. Where were you yesterday? And I tried to get lunch here and the Hummingbird Cafe was closed. Where were you yesterday? Oh, this is actually... Okay, so interesting. the rest of this taxiway, starting right here, is closed. So I had to do this, and then I actually backtracked it down, down 2-3. And it was nice that there was nobody in the pattern. Oh, we're gonna get a really nice departure here. All right, let's make sure our trims are set. Just aft of neutral. Whoops, trying to maintain the center line there. Cumberland traffic, November 1202 Romeo is going to be backtracking 2-3 for departure off 2-3 at Cumberland. All right. Taxi back, actually. Well, no, backtrack. Taxi back is when you land and then taxi back and depart again. So this is exactly what I did. I'm having flashbacks. Yeah, see that windsock? Yeah, that left wing on that landing, I'll watch it back. It was definitely not into the wind enough. So it's 30 degrees here right now, Celsius. We're only at 700 feet, but still, I taxied back yesterday just because I'm not going to leave all this runway behind me. I probably could have easily departed off that intersection, but I did exactly this. I'm like, why not? You know, A, there's nobody in the pattern. B, who cares? It's, you know, I would wait for somebody to land and then do this anyway. Like, this is a nice long runway. I'm going to use it because if you have an issue where you needed more runway and you didn't use it, like I'm doing right now, that's on you. And, you know, I don't feel like dying. So anyway, all right, let's park it here. What are you guys saying? Dave, what's going on? This is FS Desktop, is what this is. Astrospeed, you found Captain Horn and you're watching his VetSim tutorials. I have never seen his stuff. I've never seen his stuff at all. That's awesome. Cool. All right, I can't talk. Our altimeter is set. We have the autopilot disengaged. Heading bug is selected, so it's going to be a left turnout. Now you can see why, like, it's right traffic for 5 because that mountain is right there. So we're going to make an immediate turn out to the east and get on out of here. Cool. So let's go lights. Transponder. Oh, they would have given us a squawk code. We're IFR, so 5413. For squawk, altitude reporting, lights, camera, action. Mixture full rich, props full forward, fuel pump on, traffic. Oh, there's no traffic because we're sitting on a runway. How do you reset this stupid thing? Reset. Traffic, time, let's go. All right, so we'll rotate at 65, and the winds are slightly from the left, so a little bit of left aileron deflection. Gradually increase power. Right rudder a little bit, ailerons a little bit into the wind. Let's see if we can track the center line. Airspeed's alive, gauges are green. Tracking center. Oh, my rudder pedals. Oh, they're terrible. They're terrible. There's 60. There's 65. Rotate. Lower the nose to build a little bit of airspeed. There's 80. Positive rate of climb. No more runway. Gear up. All right, let's pitch for 100. Let's make a left turn too. I don't like the looks of that mountain. Well, I can still see it. Oh man, look at that. MSFS is looking so good. Holy cow. Beautiful. That's just beautiful. I've never seen it like that before, to be honest with you. Holy cow. I wish we could go outside. Can we real quick? No, probably not. Let's see if I can get it trimmed out so we can get a quick outside view. Real quick. We're gonna crash. Oh my gosh. That's gorgeous. All right, back inside. Nope. All right, so let's get right onto our course. There's 1500. Let's pull the prop back a little bit here, 2500. Very good. We're at 90 knots. Beautiful. Let's pitch down. Use some trim. Awesome. 2,000 for 5. Let's go direct. Casanova. Activate. Oops. Sync the heading bug. I guess best rated climb, is it 100? So in mine, it's about 100. VY, I'm not talking about VY, like a good cruise climb. I don't know what a good cruise climb in this is. It's probably about 100 knots. We need to pitch down a little bit. That is just amazing looking though, by the way. Holy cow. Let's try this. Let's try autopilot on. Heading. Let's go vertical speed. I'm going to try this vertical speed again. Let's see if we can get it to work. I have a VS increase decrease bound on my throttle quadrant here. Let's see if we can get it to kind of level out at about 700 feet. Yeah, like right about here. There we go. All right, let's go nav mode. We're in GPS mode. Our old analog auto control 3 is tracking the GPS nicely. I think that's a little bit too much climb, but okay. Anyway. The view it's amazing here. Now I think we can go back outside. That's what I really wanted to do. Oh, man. Seriously? We get to do this, people. We get to actually do this. Never mind the Canadian registration on this Aero, by the way. I mean, that is just insane. I mean, that's like icing on the cake. The flight model on this thing is really good, too. I mean, first and foremost, I'm pretty happy with the way it flies. But number two, wow. It just looks good, too. I'm trying to get it better. There we go. There we go. Who left that landing light on? It's an LED, it's okay. Bye-bye, Cumberland. We did not leave pieces of the aircraft on the runway, at least. It was not a very good landing, but it was just off center line. It wasn't hard. Oh, that's what I don't have the tablet, the all-in-one tablet up with the landing rate calculator. Maybe I should pull that up for that one reason. Let's do that, actually. All right, 4,000 for 5,000 to go. Let's go. We can lean the mixture out a little bit here in the climb. Not too much. Fuel pump can come off. Landing light can come off. Oops. Yeah, once we get up to cruise, I will. Actually, I can do it now. 700 to go. Let's pull this up. I'm not going to use it. I just want the. I want the landing rate calculator. So let's just put it back here. We don't need it for now. You stay there. Cool. 500 to go. Oh, the moon? What? Come on. Just come on. Smash that like button. By the way, the interior view, or the lighting of the come on, JustFlight Aero is really good too. Like really, really good. In fact, I wish the lighting in my Aero was this good. Might be a little bright actually. All right, start to bring the vertical speed down a little bit, and we'll just go altitude hold since they gave us one. Might as well use it. Use the automation if you got it. There. Level off 5,000 feet. Boom. Sit back and enjoy the flight. Get a cold beverage because it's like 80 degrees in this house. I was going to do a flight totally offline for VR Airlines tonight too. I don't know if I can take it. Like my face is sweating. But I want to test out. I have New Sky, like the ACARS client, installed on a very old laptop to see if I can avoid the app crash issues that I've been having. All right, so once we get across this ridge, out of the Shenandoah Valley, we'll go ahead and vector ourselves right to Hood, and we'll be good. So yeah. But yeah, this tablet's kind of cool. Like, if you don't have the GTN 750 with the charts built in, it's actually it's a pretty nifty little tablet. Oh, jeez, except for the brightness. How do you turn the brightness down? Oh, come on. Brightness down. Oh, gosh. My night vision's gone. Pull up the map. It's got a cool map, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, not bad. Zoom in. It's a little slow to load. Huh. Very slow to load. Well, if you have patience, it's a pretty cool map. Charts. I think we already went over this. Like, I don't have... If you have a SimBrief... if you've generated a SimBrief flight plan, you can pull up your charts. Well, yeah, actually, you can pull up... You can pull up other charts, too, using the little keyboard here. Like, we're going to Charlottesville, which is Kilo... Charlie Hotel Oscar. So there's Charlottesville's charts. Let's look at the approach. It's the Arnav Zulu 21. So that's kind of cool. I mean, I already have it on here, so there's really no need. The only issue is, like, why can't I scroll? Like, in VR, this is kind of an issue. Like, I can't, like, I need to zoom in to see it. And if I can't scroll it, it's, you know, I can't use it. So we'll leave it there, and I don't know. Yeah, we'll just leave it up because it looks kind of cool. But we'll use this. MPD, what's up, man? Just got back from Sun and oh, you were, oh, nice. I'm so jelly. My buddy Tim, who he's got an RV10 right across the hangars from me. He just got back from Sun and Fun. He was telling me all about it. Oh, do I need to ask how it was? And yeah, we did stalls. Approach stalls worked okay. Actually, so stalls are a lot improved. Like, slow flight and stalls and just the overall flight model are like way improved. Like, again, I seriously, this thing gets an A. Like, I love this plane. Again, like, I'll fly this again. Power on, like, departure stalls. I couldn't get it. I got it to actually, like, I got the warner to go off. Like, we pitched up, I think we were way over 20 degrees. And I got the stall warner to go off. But it wouldn't really stall. It ended up, like, going into an incipient spin. Because I ran out of rudder authority before it stalled. So, I don't know. But, like, the stall, like, the characteristics in slow flight, on power off stalls, approach stalls, and you know, departure / power on stalls, like 100% better. Like, JustFlight obviously did a lot to fix the flight model. So, yeah, MPD, man, 100%. Eli, possible next PMDG flight, DCS to Albuquerque. Where's DCS? DCS. I mean DCA? Like DC to Albuquerque? I don't know where DCS is, man. I'm sorry, Eli. DCA, gotcha. No worries. I don't know all the iCals, so that would be one hell of a flight. DCA to Albuquerque, how long is that? That's gotta be 3.5 or 4 hours. That's gotta be 4 hours, right? I'm not saying we won't do it. I'm just saying that's a long flight. That'd be awesome, though. Like in the 739. Ooh, yes. Holy. All right. Sorry, folks. We're going back outside. Good Lord. Where's that moon? Where is it? Oh, my gosh. Look at that. I mean, this is just relaxing to me. I don't know how you guys find this, but that is... It's a work of art. It's a thing of beauty. That's amazing. Amazing. See, This is what happens when you don't run your checklists too, and you just start chatting and talking to people and take yourself out of pretending like you're in an actual airplane, is you forget to run your cruise checklists. And we are really sucking gas too. There we go. Fuel timer's at 12 minutes. I'm going to switch tanks after 20 minutes because I didn't pull the mixture back as much as I should have. We were probably burning like upwards of 11 to 12 gallons where we should be burning about 9 to 10. There we go. That's better. 4 hours. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's yeah, we could do that. MPD, you did Boston to Albuquerque a couple months ago and it was around 4:15. Yeah, I mean, I think about those long flights sometimes, like for a stream, and I'm like, I mean, I'll do them if you guys. I mean, like 3/4 of the flight's is going to be us kind of chilling and chatting, but yeah, we can do it for sure. 2 hours from Albuquerque to DCA because of the jet stream. Oh, really? No, like going eastbound? Seriously? Wow, yeah, I guess if the jet stream's ripping it like 150 knots or something, that's really quick. Because we go out to Phoenix a lot to see my wife's parents, or dad. Mom passed away. To see her dad, and that's like a 4.5 hour slog. I guess closer to 5. I hate that flight. Oh, well, I love the experience. Like, I love airports and I love being in the airport. I love being around aviation, but like once you're actually up in cruise, it sucks. My wife's got to figure some things out so we can start flying first class. I wish FS Desktop, and maybe this is an enhancement request for, I think his name is Mark. Give us a night mode, because that thing is like shining a flashlight in my eyes. Hey, one thing I can also say about the Aero, the JustFlight Aero, like their sounds are really good. Like that sound right there of an IO 360 C1C is bang on. Like this is pretty much what it sounds like with, like, you know, passive noise reduction headphones on. It's kind of muted, but it's still, I don't know, like that throbbing, the thrumming, I don't know, whatever the adjective is for it. It's really good. Like this is what it sounds like with like the Lightspeed Zulus. Great headset, by the way. Hey, Lightspeed, if you want to sponsor me, by the way, I'm available. Hit me up. We can get into that whole Lightspeed versus Bose debate if you guys want to. Eli, closer to 3, but yeah, but a lot shorter than 4. Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, you pick up a huge tailwind because of the jet stream. I don't know. Do I want to look at the moon or do I want to look at the just amazing golden hour? I am hoping and praying beyond hope and prayer that the issue with our number 4 cylinder is going to be able to be resolved, like thinking like several weeks and not several months, because like that flight yesterday was just so fun, and like all of a sudden I'm back into, you know, flying and stuff, and I've got time. All those family issues are you know, the big ones obviously are behind us, and like now weather's getting nice. I'm like, oh yeah, let's fly. And it's like, the compression on your number 4 cylinder, the best we can get out of it now is 40. I'm like, okay. So hopefully that's going to get resolved. Best case, valve seat, maybe valve guide, maybe new valve, fine. Medium, like, well, no, best case, all right, well, let's lap it, even though there's we bore scoped it. I was there for several hours yesterday. We bore scoped it, no carbon deposits, no visible deposits, but, you know, all right, well, let's lap it anyway. Maybe ream the guide. You know, let's, you know, that's best case. That ain't gonna fix it, though. Probably gonna need at least a new seat, maybe a new guide, maybe a new valve. Medium worst case, all right, new cylinder. But anyway, the point is, just now that the weather's getting nice and I have time to fly, now I can't fly. So this JustFlight Aero may have to scratch that itch for weeks, hopefully not months. But we do have a line on a cylinder. If we do need a new cylinder, there's a guy. Actually, that's Winchester? I think that's OKV right there. There's a guy it's called Valley Engines, who has a rebuilt Penyan cylinder that he has set aside for us. That if he needs to use it, if we need a new cylinder, he'll put it on for us. But we may end up just taking the cylinder off at this point and sending it to him to troubleshoot and be like, look, just I ran this thing. Figure out what's wrong with it. If you can fix it, fix it. If you can't, fine. Give us that Penyan rebuild and we'll be on our way. We're not looking at major overhaul at this point. Mike, and no debate, Lightspeed's better for less. 1,000%, 100%. I've worn both. And this is a personal preference too, like Lightspeed versus Bose. Personal preference, like cost aside, I like the way my Zulus fit better than the A20s. And definitely better than anything Dave Clark makes. I'm sorry, it's Dave Clamps. Like, if you want a headache, get Dave Clark's. If you are just starting out flying and you want a cheap headset, get the Dave Clark 13.4s. You'll look cool because they're green and that's what pilots wear. But when it comes down to it for like long cross countries, yeah, Lightspeed Zulus. Like you don't even realize you have them on. All right, I'm gonna switch tanks. So let's go fuel pump on. Fuel pressure, fuel flow, fuel pump off. Reset the timeout. Not that we're gonna need it again. We're good all the way to Charlottesville at this point, which isn't that far away. I mean, we're coming up. As soon as we cross that ridge, we'll just vector ourselves directly to hood. And then I'll figure out how the... Alright, so... how the approach works in this thing. Local, is it that? Sorry, I gotta look. I think it's this. Hang on, I gotta turn this light up. I can't see. I don't know how do you fly an RNAV approach in this thing? That's reverse. That's back course. Oh, this says lope norm. Okay, so I guess it's that. But that'll just give us localizer guidance. That's all right. We'll fly it by hand. You know what? Screw it. We'll just fly this approach by hand. I'm pretty sure this... I don't think the Auto Control 3 is capable of flying a coupled RNAV approach. So we'll just fly it by hand. Anyway, you don't have any. It's on your list. You got 2 Dave Clarks. Eli, the Zulus are so expensive. The Bose are more. I got lucky. I actually know somebody who I bought one pretty much at full price. My Zulus that I wear, and then I bought a second set of Zulus with the helicopter plug that I bought an adapter for. No big deal. For like $600, and that's what I have for the right seat. And then for the schmucks who have to ride in the back, they get my old Dave Clarks. All right, let's do one thing. Let's brief this approach. We'll try to anyway. It's going to be the RNAV Zulu runway 21 Charlottesville. Where's the date on the chart? Okay, chart's current. Final approach course 210. Let's read the notes. It's about Barrow VNAV. We're not using that. All right, let's see. So we're going direct to hood. We'll be at hood. Let's call hood at like what, 4,000. Well, the MSA is 5,000. This says 3,500 is okay at hood, so that's fine. And then we'll get down to 2,600 at FOMIV. Let's look at the plan view. Sorry, 3,500 at FOMIV. 2600 at APUS. Let's just use LNAV VNAV minima. 1,588 feet, because I don't. Well, no, we can fly an LPV approach. We can fly an LPV approach. So we'll use 826 feet. Cool. Let's get the ATIS. Oops. Info, weather. 190 at 11. Visibility is 10 miles. Fuel at 6,500. Temperature's 28. Altimeter's 3004. Okay, altimeters. ATIS altimeter avionics are set. Approach briefing complete. Approach checks to go. Awesome. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, so it wants us at hood at 5,120 feet. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, so as soon as we clear this ridge, we'll go direct to hood. In fact, why don't we go direct hood now? Flight plan. Hood. Activate leg. Whoa. What? No. You go direct hood, that should activate the approach. Yeah. So hood at 5150. Okay. Cool. Let's see how this does. It's got a TOD point in there for us. Awesome. Mike, I'm pretty sure you don't have the autopilot for VNAV, RMP, or LPV. Well, you don't need an autopilot to fly an LPV approach. I'm sure this is WAS enabled and can fly now. It can give guidance for an LPV approach. So I think I'm okay for LPV minimum. But I could be wrong too. Actually, yeah, that's a good. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. No, the APV. Yeah, I don't think this old POS analog autopilot's gonna fly that. Nah, what we'll do, we'll let the autopilot give us lateral guidance, and then we'll just fly the step downs. And we'll see. You know what? Maybe we'll see what happens if we put it on Omni. I don't know. Nah, we'll just fly this manually. Plus, we're not really IFR. It's just nighttime. Like, what's the saying? Like, so you got mountains, you've got nighttime, and you've got IMC. Never combine. Well, my personal minimums anyway. Never combine any two of those. Like, I'll fly over the mountains, but not at night. I'll fly IMC, but not over the mountains. I'll fly. Well, that's not true. I've flown night IFR before, but anyway, that's just personal minimums for my own self-preservation. Everybody should have their own personal minimums. I mean, you should work to get your personal minimums, you know, going in the right direction, but in fact, I think when I did my private, I had to fill out like a personal minimums like worksheet. I should try to find that. They were really low. It was like cross, I won't fly, you know, I was like, okay, crosswinds. Okay, well, I'm not going to fly in crosswinds greater than like 6 knots or something stupid like that. Although, given that landing at Cumberland, maybe I should reset my personal minimums. Same with IFR. Like, okay, I'm not going to fly an approach. I'm not going to fly in anything lower than MVFR. And then try to work that down, right? Like, okay, well, now my minimums are I'm not going to fly if the ceilings are lower than like 1,000 feet and then 800 feet. And then, all right, well, I'm shooting approaches to minimums. It seems bright in here. Let's dis-embrighten things. Oh, there we go. I like the red light too. Reminds me of the 172 I flew for my private. I did my night work for my private in a 172 that had a red light like that. Very nice. Yeah, it looks really good, Micah. I agree. Except, oh, you know what? I can turn this down too. I was going to say except for this, but I think I can turn... There's a way you can turn the brightness of this thing down too. We should probably do that, because this thing is killing my night vision. Backlight. Yeah, there we go. Let's turn you down. Can I turn you way down? Doesn't seem to be getting any dimmer. No, I think that worked. I think that's at least not as harsh. Let's go more. System. Backlight. I don't know what that does. Let's crank it way down. I guess 10% is as good as it gets. It should have like an auto, like a sensor that turns the brightness down, like a photo sensor. All right. Hood. Foam MIV was at 30. What did we say it was? Actually, I can get it here. Foam MIV was 3,500. ASUS 2,600. Awesome. All right. How are we looking on gas? Pretty good. Burning off the left tank. Things are nice and balanced. We're not going to crash into the mountains. The moon looks good. Let's go back outside. Whew. That's really good. Our Canadian registered Piper Aero 3 looking spectacular. I think that might be Dulles out there. That means Manassas is over there. Where's that Charlottesville? I don't know. Anyway, it looks really good. Looks awesome, actually. It's still too bright. Now we're getting into like actual nighttime. There we go. Yeah, it does look real. I mean, it looks really good. My panel at night is... I mean, it's usable and safe, but it looks not this nice. It's like, I don't know. Like light bleeds through the panel in places, and like it doesn't destroy your night vision. It doesn't look that great. Well, how have we descended? Yeah, see, that's the thing with these old autopilots. They're just not very good. But that's okay, we'll hold it here. The 3,500 and then 2,600. We'll just step down manually. Start slowing down a little bit once we get a little bit closer to the IAF, which is hood. I gotta tell you though, it'll be nice to get back into the airliners in MSFS. I kind of miss it. I miss ATC is what I really miss. I miss like... I don't know. I miss the whole experience. It's quiet here. I mean, it's cool to have, you know, people in chat. That's awesome, but it's like I miss the chatter on the radio. What airport is that? Maybe that might be Dulles. No, Dulles is back there. I don't know what that is. Manassas is there, kind of off to our, like, 9:30. Well, this should be fun at night, too. I don't know. 15 miles to go. Good. We got ASUS. We got our altimeter set. Avionics. We briefed the approach. And approach checklists are still to go. It's the 5 A's. ASUS, altimeter, avionics, approach briefing, approach checklist. I don't know, Mikey. I'm sure you learned, maybe not exactly like that, but some derivative of that. I mean, I tend to do that stuff VFR anyway, well, minus the approach briefing, unless I've got one kind of backing up the VFR, you know, pattern entry and you know, just kind of VFR approach. Damn, that is so good. I miss night flying. I looked at my logbook and I haven't flown at night in a long time in real life. In fact, it's been, I think, since like June. Maybe June of 2022. Like, I'm way out of night currency for carrying passengers for sure. But yeah, it's always calmer at night. Well, okay, always. It's usually calmer at night in terms of the winds, especially winds aloft. In the summertime, you don't get that convective. Take that convective beating that you take during the day. It's calm. I don't know. It just sounds different at night too. Especially when there's a moon out. I mean, like this. This is just, man, it's so relaxing and beautiful. Now, obviously, you can't spot, you know, off-field emergency landing spots. So it's not. It's a little more. I wouldn't say dangerous, but you know. If you lose an engine, it's a different story at night. $10 miles. I think this update gets high marks. Maybe not an A, maybe a B plus. It's a definite buy though. I mean, if you guys, you know, if y'all haven't already bought the Aero and we're waiting for an update, don't hesitate. I mean, it's really good now. It's definitely worth buying. I don't even know what the price is on this. I mean, I got the Aero. I think it was one of the first purchases I made when I got MSFS. I mean, go figure. Maybe even before the PMDG. I don't think the PMDG had come out. Because I got into MSFS, I think in maybe May of last year, April or May. I got to look back. I think the Aero was the first one I got. And it was, I don't know. It was good then. What happened was apparently I think it was SU-11. There were changes made and it broke the flight model. And JustFlight had to catch up a little bit. I guess JustFlight had other stuff going on too. Well, look at that. Just the sun pretty much gone now. Just twilight. Is that what that is? Twilight? What do you call that? That is so peaceful. I don't know. Is there a clock on here? Oh, there is a clock. All right, there it is. So 2019. Okay. Just trying to see how long we've been flying. It's been a while. 2 hours and 20 minutes. Well, stream started at 1800, right? 2019. Okay. I got nothing to do. Like I said, after this flight, I think I'm going to try to pop into the 737 and do a VR Airlines flight. Because Because I don't know if our airline has had many operations today. I want to say there was one, which ain't going to pay the bills. So I got to fix that. Do at least like a, I don't know, DC to Charlotte, like a quick hop or something. Plus I want to test out that new Sky app running on that old laptop. I hope it works. I don't know. Mike, you landed at Nashville. I will check. Yes, I will check those as soon as the stream is over. Did you fly X-Plane? Oh, this was a farther leg than I thought it was going to be. What's our ground speed? Oops, cancel that. Go back. Ground speed is 114 knots. Do we leave the gear up? No? I guess we got a ripping headwind. Yeah, because we're about 130 indicated. 130. Yeah, I guess we got a headwind. Ugh. How's that possible? We're flying... I don't know. Yeah, I guess the winds are out of 210 and we're flying... Yeah, okay. Well, we had a headwind. X-Plane 12. You don't own the... you don't have the 738 from PMDG, just the 737-700. Okay. So you... What was the... flew the Zebo? I gotta update my Zebo. I enjoyed the last flight we did in the Zebo. It was pretty good. In fact, X-Plane looked... I thought it looked really good. Like, the clouds were nice, and default airports always look good in X-Plane. Zebo flew well. I don't think we had any issues that I can remember. So, yeah. 9.46. That's not bad. But yeah, you're always... Yeah, you're like me. You're looking for that 10. What did you get dinged for? At least you didn't have a tail strike that cost, what was that, $150,000 came out of VR Airlines coffers because of a tail strike. And I used up both of the deletes too, so I couldn't even delete the flight. I did not have the tail strike, by the way. Said your altimeter was wrong. Oh, bummer. Yeah, and maybe the real world altimeter and the sim METAR were, or rather the sim barometric pressure were off. That stinks. Said your landing was short. Huh. All right. I don't buy that for a second. I've seen your videos, sir. I see the lights of Charlottesville in the distance. As soon as we cross Hood, we can go down to... how do we easily get to the charts here? As soon as we get to Hood, we can get down to 3,500 feet. All right. Although that, maybe we'll use the top of descent point and just go off of that. We're only at 5. Well, we're okay, 4,800 feet. ATC may or may not be yelling at us to check altitude right now, but we're not going to touch it. You don't know why it's an issue to land within 217 meters from the threshold. I mean, if it was in the touchdown zone, it shouldn't ding you. I mean... I think it wants you in the touchdown zone. And if you're in the zone, it shouldn't penalize you. Honestly, in MSFS, I always land a little bit long just because of the way it sets you up with the pappies, and I don't know. For some reason, it's hard to adjust. So, I mean, I don't mean I land long. I mean, I land just past the markers. Like way within the touchdown zone, but just past the markers. Alright, so we could begin our descent now. Down to 3,500, but let's hold it off here. It's the top of descent point. I wonder what happens if we go... I'm going to go here. Is it landing normal? Let's see if it gives us... If there's no way this is going to work. It says LDG norm. So I think this is what you put it on to fly an ILS approach. Let's see what happens. Just for grins. Now if we get to that
Vertical track.
top of descent point and it doesn't start to descend us automatically, I will just take over and we'll do it ourselves. But let's see what happens. Let's sync the heading book too. I'm just curious. Like, I don't see anything alive here. Like, obviously in real life, this autopilot is not set up to fly an LPV approach. But I'm kind of curious to see what happens. In fact, it would be a little unrealistic if it starts to take us down. Oh, you were within the touchdown zone? All right, I don't know. Well, I was going to say head over to their Discord, but yeah, it looks like we're not going to, I mean, correctly so, we're not going to get a, you know, any kind of automatic descent. So let's go vertical track. And we can go down to 3,500. Let's foam move 3,500, APUS 2,600. So let's pull the power back. Watch the altimeter unwind. I see the airport. There's 4,500 for 35, so 1,000 to go. Gas is, yeah, we're balanced, so gas is done, undercarriage not yet, mixture not yet, props not yet, switches not yet, although we can put the landing light on. It's an LED, I'm not worried about it burning out. And we're on the approach, so we should have it on. All right. Looking good. Yeah, we don't have an HSI either. We have a... No, we do. We got glide slope indicators here. I guess for an ILS. Huh. Okay. Now we'll see if they come in at the FAF. Strictly curious. Not expecting it, but alright, let's keep descending here. Gotta get down to 3,500. Alright, I'm not sure why vertical speed is now not working. There we go. Whoa, now it's working too good. Whoa. There we go. So we're going to be a little high. That's good. Now we'll keep coming down to 2,600 feet. It is turning us though, so that's good. Alright, so 2,600 at APUS. We gotta slow down. I mean, we're visual, so I'm just curious to see how this flies it. There's 35 for 26. Shallow out that rate of descent. Let's pull the power back a little bit more, increase the mixture. Let's go fuel pump on. Alright, approach checks gas on the fullest tank. That's good. Undercarriage to go. Mixture. Go full rich. Props to go. Feet on the rudder pedals. Wake them up. We're still fast. Let's pull this out a little bit. Keep descending. We actually have a glide slope indicator, folks. I wonder if this is going to fly us down. Is that not? Huh. Maybe we're below it. Huh. Let's see. I think that glide slope is alive. I guess someone modified an Auto Control 3 to fly an LPV approach. Let's shallow out that rate of descent, slowing down. We want to be at like, fly the approach at 90 knots, right? Like I fly mine at 100 miles an hour, so I think that's about 90 knots. Sync up the heading bug for the final approach course, which is 2-1, what? 2-1-0. Power back a little more. We'll see. Might get November 1202 Romeo, 3 miles from ASUS. Turn right, heading ABC, maintain. Need 3 miles from Fomiv. Maintain 3,500 until established. Whoa, we are autopilot off. What the heck was that? Holy cow, we just lost a ton of altitude. What the heck was that? All right, I'm not looking at chat anymore. Sorry, folks. What in the world was that? All right, we're just gonna fly this approach and flying it. All right, 2,600. We gotta level off. We gotta level off. We don't want to go below. Okay. 2,600 feet. Slowing it down. We got 1 mile to go till the FAF. Looking good. We can go gear down. Slowing it down to 100 miles an hour. 2,600 feet. There's 100 flaps. 1. Whoa. Pitch down. Ooh, what are we doing? What are we doing? I'm sorry, 90 knots is what we fly this approach at. And I was wrong. We don't have glide slope, which is good because that would be completely incorrect to this autopilot or glide path. I guess that would be. There's 90 knots, by the way. And we can start down on the approach. That's what we say the DA was 816, I believe, but it doesn't matter. We're visual. Clear visual, runway 21. All right, November 1202 Romeo, clear visual 21. Contact tower. All right, 1202 Romeo over the tower. Tower, November 1202 Romeo's visual 21. 1202 Romeo. Traffic departs prior to your arrival. You are number 2, cleared to land runway 21. You're behind a CRJ 900, which they actually do take off. They actually, I think it's, who flies out of Charlottesville? I forget, but there is commercial service out of this airport. Anyway, clear to land 21. 1202 Romeo. Excellent. 90 knots, looking good. Now there's a hill. Can you guys see it right there? That is kind of scary. So I'm wondering if we're a little bit low. Although I think I see... Yeah, I see 2 reds. Whew. All right, let's gain some altitude here. There is a hill right there on the approach end of this runway. Although, in real life, I don't think it looks exactly like this. That's why I'm cheating left. I know there's a hill there, and... Yeah. I guess we're okay. I'll roll with it. 90 knots. This is looking okay, although I think I see 2 reds. There we go. 1 red, 1 white. That's better. I know the pappies are a little off, but I also know there's a hill that sticks out in front of this approach. We're not descending. There's 2 whites. Come on. It's such an illusion at night. I don't know. I'm sketched out because in real life there's a hill in the approach end of 2-1 at Charlottesville, and I can sort of see it. Like, all right. I'm just trusting the pappies at this point. We get driven into the side of that hill. That is MSFS's fault. Slow down. We're high. Two whites. We did have alright, so we did have a glide slope. And it's showing us as... Yeah, we're high. Alright, let's... Look at that. Okay, well, I guess Auto Control 3 can fly LPV approaches. Awesome. Who knew? Maybe it's set up to fly LNAV, VNAV. I don't know. Whatever. Get back on the glide here.
500.
Okay. And we're right on the glide path per the needles. Showing two whites. 80 knots. This is looking okay. There's that hill. We gotta get back on center line here. Botch another approach, huh? Prop full forward. Last notch of flaps. Yeah, we're high. Go around. Oh, we're slow too. Backside of the power curve. This is how people die. And then we're right on the freaking needles, though. Ah, those pappies are BS. I'll never learn. Landing into a black hole. 70 knots. I like it. Rounding it out, looking at the end of the runway. We're not gonna land on the center line this time. That was a little bit better. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. Whoa, whoa, squirrely, squirrely. Aero braking, dump the flaps. We're not gonna make the first turn. I didn't touch the brakes though. Now all the CRJs lined up to take off are pissed off at me. Oh well, let them wait. That's what you get for flying out of Charlottesville. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Oh, okay, one passenger, welcome to Charlottesville. We'll check the landing rate. I think that was better than that pattern at Cumberland anyway. All right, we'll take this one here. Where is it? Oh, there it is. There. That came up all of a sudden. And we'll go to signature. November 1202, Romeo, contact ground point 9er and say parking. All right, the point 9er. Charlottesville ground, Aero 1202 Romeo, just vacated. 2-1, we're here on Charlie, going signature. Those are 2 Romeo, taxi, your discretion, Alpha to parking. Have a good night. All right, my discretion, Alpha parking. See you. Anyway, a B+, yes, I'll take a B+ on that. It wasn't dead on the center line. I swear, Mike, if I was landing on like a 50-foot wide runway, I would probably hit the center line bang on, but there's signature. It's actually listed on this chart, which is pretty darn cool. But because it's 150 feet wide here, I got a ton of excuses if you guys want to hear them all. All right. Landing light off. And signature is, I guess that one right there. So we'll park over there and then shut it down and see how we did with the landing and talk about how awesome this arrow is. Endeavor, yeah, okay. I have a pretty good picture of a bunch of Endeavors from the last time. I think it was Endeavor. Endeavor's American, right? Alright, we'll pull it right in here. There'll be a nice marshaller to wave us in. A nice red carpet is its signature. And they've got good popcorn inside and nice TV and leather couches. And if you're nice to them, they won't charge you a handling fee. Cool. 1000 RPM. Mixture. Fuel pump off. Parking brake set. Cool. Let's see how we do. 115. I'll take it. So, well, it's tiny. 115 feet per minute. A GA butter, and an aircraft I should probably have like a 50 feet per minute landing rate. Anyway, Endeavor's Delta. Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, folks, I think that's it. As soon as I shut down the master, it's gonna go, or does it pull the mixture at? Well, the shutdown would be basically avionics off, and then pulling the mixture to idle cutoff. But MSFS does a weird thing when I do that, so I think I'm gonna say goodnight now. So anyway, Aero gets, I think it gets a B+. Maybe not an A because of the stalls. I don't know. It in terms of improvements after the upgrade or the update, it gets hugely high marks. It's totally worth getting, in my opinion. And I'm going to fly it a lot more. Maybe not on streams, but definitely going to fly it a lot more. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all buy this thing. If you have any questions or whatever, head over to the Discord. Don't forget to hit like. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Leave a comment if you liked it, or if you have questions. Don't forget to sign up for VR Airlines. Link is in the stream description. And check out Axiom too. Anyway, but yeah, that's it for me. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'm gonna go cool off. It's really hot in this office, so hope you all have a good night, and we'll see you on the next one. All right, Eli, bye. Micah, cough, cough. Axiom. All right. On that note, y'all have a good night. Take it easy. Bye bye.